Utah's spring turkey hunt starts this weekend. So if you want to grab your own bird, the odds are in your favor. You may be surprised to know right now Utah has between 25 to 35,000 wild turkeys throughout the state. Our mild winter this year has kept those numbers of turkeys high for the spring. So if you want to join the hunt, you have time to buy a hunting permit. So joining us to explain what to expect, Heather Talley here, a game coordinator from Utah's Division of Wildlife Resources. Heather, thanks for talking with us here this morning. You might be muted there, Heather. Let's see if we can try that again.
I sure was.
There you go.
Thank you.
You're like the
Thank
number of turkeys we've got right now is making you speechless here, Heather.
That's exactly right.
We have a lot of turkeys. I mean, how does that work with the warmer weather making for more turkeys?
Well, winter kill can be really difficult for turkeys. So harsh winters can lead to a lot of fatalities. And, you know, if they're really cold and wet and don't have good shelter, then that also causes them to try to inhabit more of those urban areas. So this mild winter has likely lessened some of our depredation and nuisance issues as well by keeping them on the mountain longer.
Interesting. You just wouldn't necessarily put those two together. How many turkeys do we normally have in a Utah winter?
We are sitting right there at between 25,000 and 35,000 statewide. We've had a slight increase in the last 5 years, but we're just sitting at that stable number to slightly increasing.
Gotcha. So this isn't that much more than normal, but it is higher than what we normally see.
Right.
Okay, so if you're hunting turkeys, what should people know this weekend?
First of all, there is the youth hunt. So that goes from April 30th until May 2nd. So that's available just for youth only. But if they are younger than 16, they have to be, or 16, under 16, they have to be accompanied by a adult in the field. And then the general season runs from May 3rd to the 31st. And you can just buy those permits over the counter. There's no limit, and you can go out and have a great turkey hunt. And those youth hunts are also available through the end of May if the youth does not harvest.
Well, you want to give the kids a chance to be able to get their first digs in. You know what I mean? You don't want the adults to be able to spoil all the fun.
Absolutely.
What are some of the best places to go find some of those turkeys?
So if you're looking for Rio Grande turkeys, which is the majority of what we have in the state, you want to look at those riparian corridors with cottonwood, river bottoms. They love to roost in cottonwood, so that gives you an idea of where they might be coming down from in the morning. And then for Merriam's turkeys, they are higher in elevation in ponderosa pine areas, and you can find those on the La Salle and Abajo Mountains. Okay,
so good to know right there. Just for my own, I'm curious here, how big is the turkey hunt compared to like the elk hunt or the deer hunt?
It's pretty big. It may not be quite as big as the legal weapon deer hunt, but it is a really big hunt, and people get really excited about it in Utah.
I can imagine. So I know there's a couple people who may be thinking, okay, I didn't get my permit, but I still like to go. How do they do that? How do they get a permit for this particular turkey hunt?
Yeah, they can just buy them over the counter. So any of our licensed agents, like Walmart, Ace Hardware, a lot of places, any of our Division of Wildlife offices, and online at wildlife.utah.gov.
Well, that makes it easy. Of course, we'll have a link on our website, abc4.com/GMU. Talking this morning with Heather from DWR. Heather, happy turkey hunt this weekend.
Same to you.